Hello, I'm Jack, and right now the topic is thank you. Thank you to everyone. I can't even describe, I guess, what I'm feeling right now is just appreciation for what everyone has done in this life, in the past life, in the life before that. And the reason is I'm just looking at where we are today, and I'm just seeing how we go about things, how people go about things, how we treat others, how we treat life. And it's just a beautiful thing to see, given where we were. And that's what I want to make note of. So we have our history, and just looking at how we used to live life, it was very lopsided. The dynamics were very stretched. It was incredibly stretched. And there were elite controllers, kings, priests in some cases. So, yes, it may be offensive, but we didn't really live as equally as we live today. And so then there were peasants that looked up, and were being oppressed in some way or another, discriminated against. And there was violence, so a lot of people were dying over things. We couldn't trust other people. We didn't know who was with us or against us, and there was just so much of that going on. And then I just look at today and just see how we can go to the store and we can look at someone and not really feel that same sort of fear. Am I going to die going into the store? Are they going to mug me? Because back then, just look at what happened, or what could happen. They, living in a small village, who knows, someone stole something from another person. There really isn't much to do, or much someone could do, especially given what they had at their house, or their tent, or their hut, or whatever it was. So there wasn't much to defend themselves with, especially if they were getting mugged by someone in the royal family. They obviously had more resources to do that. There wasn't the same sort of technology to prove that anyone even did it. Someone was stolen. Let's say someone was abused, someone was raped. There really wasn't any way to prove it. So they just kind of had to say, this person did this to me, and then if people didn't want to believe it, what could they do at that point? There's no way to prove it. There's no proof, there's no responsibility on the part of the offender, and it was hard for the victim to find justice and justification. So pretty hard times, it seems like. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope you can see this and share this with other people. But just look at where we are. Thank you for doing what you've done in this life and your past lives too, for going through those experiences. Those experiences that might have taken our lives away. And yeah, there was a lot of pain. We had to push through it. And so there's something very beautiful in all that. There's that growth that we can feel. When two people have a really hard experience, and then there's that growth beyond it. There's an understanding. When we look at someone in the eyes, and there is I know what you've been through. I feel it, and I want to respect it. But like what I was saying, there wasn't so much of that in the past. There wasn't that understanding. It was more fearful. The dynamics were stretched in whatever duality you want to look at. So it was a lot of misunderstanding. But today we understand a lot, so we can live together in so many different ways. It's so beautiful to see. It's so beautiful to see how we can look at someone and say, I'm not going to steal your money because I know that's wrong. I'm not going to rape you because I'm desperate, and I have no idea how to control my impulses, because I know all that's wrong. I know that's violation, and I respect you. And I don't want to harm you that way. I don't want to go to those extremes to get what I want. I'm willing to let go of that. And it's definitely more mutual. It's more even, more equal today. I know it's still not totally balanced, which is okay. I mean, if everything were totally balanced, it wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be going through these experiences. So we're still going through them. So yes, I do get this a lot, where when I ask people, what if there were no rules? People look at me just like, you're crazy, because people would be killing each other and stealing and doing all these nasty things that we used to do. And yes, it makes me feel sad that the first thing we go to is our society would collapse if we didn't have rules. But one, it kind of shows a little bit of a reflection of themselves if they didn't have rules, and their fear of other people. But two, I don't quite feel that way. I felt that way when I first asked myself, how would life be if we didn't have these rules stopping people from doing anything? And I got scared, and I thought, yeah, people would break into my house, they would try to take things, but I realized maybe that's me. Maybe that would be me in that situation. Maybe that would be my distrust in others, my neighbors. Yeah, sure, I'm fine. I'm wise, I'm respectful, I'm caring, but obviously I don't trust everyone else around me if I'm that fearful that society would collapse. But honestly, right now in this moment, I don't believe that. And that's why I want to share this, and that's why I want to say thank you, because I believe that we've gone through so much of that disrespect and discrimination and misunderstanding and violation, that we understand deep down that it's wrong to do these certain things, or to do these things in life without the consent of others, against their will. So essentially, we're getting in touch with will. My will and your will and their will, and there's a respect that I see in so many different areas. Unspoken respect. That's how our society could live without rules. Unspoken agreements, unspoken respect. You just look at someone and you say, I respect that. I'm not going to try and hurt you that way. I may not agree with it, but I respect it. And that's a beautiful thing. I see it. And just piling that in with where we came from, it just creates such a nice feeling that yes, with all this chaos that's going around, we came from an even more chaotic place where we didn't have such responsibility in our actions now. And so we're growing up. We're growing up because of these experiences that we went through. So I just want to say thank you, and I just want to let others know that I appreciate what you've gone through and what you have gone through in past lives too, because we've been through some crap, and that's how we learn this sort of respect. That's how we get over these issues, and we start realizing we're all in this together. So how can we live together? And it's that unspoken respect. So thank you. I hope you can do something with that. Maybe share that with someone, just your neighbor. Just go say, hey, thank you for respect. Thank you for doing what you do, keeping your space, still coming over though, hanging out. So may not agree on everything, but thank you. So yeah, spread it. Spread that energy. Let it ripple out. Let others feel that. And when others feel that, it ripples out from them exponentially. You see the progression through it. It can be so fast, but we just can't keep holding in that fear of what would they do if there weren't any rules, and then we fear that they might do something pretty nasty. But give them more credit. Give yourself more credit. We're all good people. There are certain things that we need to realize in order to get past that, and we can look at people with those unspoken agreements and respect. And it's like saying, I will pay for this. You go to a restaurant, we don't need to sign, we don't need receipts at that point. We don't need contracts saying that we will pay and not run out, because we respect that these people put their time and effort and resources into providing that food, making it for us. And then we'll say, I respect that. Here's what I feel like this is valued at, respectfully. And so we don't need all these written contracts to prove right or wrong or anything like that. We still do, but now it's just a formality. It seems like I feel like we're getting closer to these unspoken agreements and not needing these receipts, proving, contracts proving, saying I will do this. Because then at that point we know ourselves and we know others, and we respect ourselves and we respect others. So thank you for doing what you do, and keep doing it.